the term, like the act of turning away from a particular action or type of lifestyle is, especially when turning away from an act or lifestyle, can be important, especially if you want to start to live a new life and start to live and think in a different way. Some people call it repentance. Some people just call it self improvement. Whatever. Basically, again, some people call it repentance. Some people just call it you're just changing who you are. Right. It's important now. While you're on this path, right, you you are turning away from this lifestyle because you no longer want to live that way because it's no longer beneficial to you. So it might be allowable. It might be, yeah, you can freely do it, but is it doing anything good for you, right? Is there anything beneficial in this way of living? And your answer should be no, because you've decided there's a reason that you've decided to start to live differently, right? You might have been tired of the way that you were living. So, right? And while you are doing that, it's important that you start to try to change the way, right? Like you are putting in extra measures, right, to fully embrace this new lifestyle. Not only are you are you going all the way in, right? You're not just half stepping it, but you are fully like embracing this, right? For example, right? If you want to work out, if you want to get in shape, right? You can't just hit the gym and then get a and then like come home and eat like not so healthy, right? Like or you can't just like come home and just eat like a bunch of chips and all this other crap. Like no. Like like you have to like you the type of life that you want to live has to match like basically the way that you are living, the type of life that you are living should match like what you choose, right? Or let's say that you want to start to read more and start to get more intelligent, right? Start to work your brain a little bit more. Well, you can't just like I mean, if you can't just start reading a bunch of books and doing all that and then go in and just watch a bunch of meaningless content all day. No, like that's not how it works. You have to really go all in. You have to fully embrace it, right? Like no half measures. You're either all the way in or you're all the way out. And so with that, right? Now with being all the way in all the way out, you have it's important it could be very beneficial to take extra measures, right? One example could be let's say you want to try to um get um get more sleep or you want to wake up a little bit earlier. You want to avoid hitting the snooze alarm. For example, there's a lady which I don't exactly remember her name, but was basically talking about how like you can basically say like three, two, one in your head, and then that'll eventually get your brain thinking like, okay, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get up, right? So you like that's just one example of an extra measure that you should take to fully embrace the new lifestyle that you want to live, right? And it's also a good check to keep you from going back to that. And another example might be if you want to stay in shape, right? Get really good in shape. instead of like for a snack eating cookies or chips or whatever, you could try to like eat fruit as a snack, right? You're taking extra measures and extra precautions to making sure that you stay in this new lifestyle and that you're not going back. And, and another example of this, instead of drinking like pop or whatever, you could try drinking a lot more water, right? Like you could drink water mostly, and then if you, I mean, I guess if you want, you can every once in a while have something, right? I'm just talking like practical measures, right? Or maybe you like well, the next point, or sorry, maybe even you like music, right? Like certain types of music, but you want to fully embrace this new lifestyle. So if listening to certain music gets you unmotivated and starts making you not feel not feel right, you might have to cut that music off. You might have to say like no to that music because that music is not helping you reach your goal, reach your goal of the new lifestyle that you want to take on. But the measures, like the measure of the measure, like the amount of the precautions that you have to take depend on who you are as an individual, right? For example, right? Back to the example of waking up, right? Of waking up like sooner rather than just hitting the snooze button. For example, right? Like if you like if you're somebody who doesn't usually hit the snooze button, but let's say you will typically lay in bed for an extra like 5 minutes, and then you feel totally fine to get up. You're not like you know that you're not just gonna like just keep hitting the snooze button, but you just need like a couple extra minutes to wake up, and then you're fine, right? You you might not have to take as many extra precautions, and you might not have to use that same type of um, counting method that somebody else might have to use because you're not that like you don't struggle as much with that as the other person does. Or maybe um, with working out, right? Maybe you are disciplined about not having too much too many chips or too many um kind of like unhealthy snacks, so, and that you know to only have that sometimes, but you're not like overindulging, right? So the amount of precautions that you might have to take will be less than the other person, and so therefore it's not going to take too much extra for you to to embrace it and to make sure that you're staying in it because you don't struggle with that stuff as much, right? And so this idea of turning away completely from a lifestyle that you are no longer choosing to engage in because you don't believe it's healthy, you you are completely turning away. You are choosing to not do it at all anymore. And that's it. Have a nice day.